Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Utopia Show. I am your host, Faria, and today we are going to talk on a very special topic, very unique one, which is the art of balance. Um, so we're going to slow down, okay? Because here's what I have learned: in a world that keeps asking more of us, that measures our worth and how busy we are, that praises the ones who never stop, sometimes the most radical thing we can do is breathe, pause, take our lives back. Today's episode is about the art of balance, not perfection, not having it all together, but balance. Because balance is messy, balance is human, and more importantly, balance is possible. So, whether you're listening on your walk, driving home, curled up in a bed, or just in need of a soul deep exhale, this episode is for you. So, let's just begin. Now, what is balance really? Balance isn't about symmetry. It's not about, giving 50% to work, 50% to life. That's not balance. It's about listening to what is needed moment by moment. Some days, balance means answering every email and meeting every deadline. Other days, it means leaving messages unread and giving ourselves permission to be still. You know, we have been taught to think of balance as this fixed, delicate scale. But life isn't that neat. Life is seasons, life is cycles, life is wild and unpredictable. So maybe the real art of balance is adaptability, learning how to flow instead of forcing, learning letting go of the idea that balance looks the same every day. Think of balance like the ocean. It moves, it shifts. Some waves are calm, some are chaotic, and you're learning how to surf, not like control the tides. And so there's this quote that I absolutely love, and it says that balance is not something you find; it's something you create. So ask yourself, what does balance feel like in your body, in your routine? What needs more space? What needs to rest? You already know the answers. You just need the stillness to hear them. So go for it. And next, let's just talk about like the illusion of hustle. Let's talk about the grind, the hustle, the go-go mentality that's been sold to us as success. We live in a culture that celebrates burnout like it's a badge of honor. We confuse urgency with importance and productivity with worth. But here's the quiet truth: you were not born to be busy. You were born to be whole. Let that sink in, okay? Somewhere along the way, we replaced rest with guilt. We began treating stillness like laziness. We began chasing endless checklists, hoping they would give our lives some sort of meaning. And what do we get instead? Apparently, we get anxiety, insomnia, exhaustion that coffee cannot even fix. Let's just be real. The hustle never ends. There's always another goal, another deadline, another expectation. But you don't have to always subscribe to that. You get to opt out. You get to say, no, I'm not available for burnout today. No, I don't measure my value by how much I do. No, I refuse to rush through a life I'm trying to enjoy. So you are allowed to slow down. Hustle might bring you titles and trophies, but it won't bring you peace. And peace, well, that's the real flex. Stillness, okay, isn't weakness. Slowing down is like a form of power. So being still isn't a weakness of yours, it's strength. Slowing down isn't quitting, is choosing to live with intention. When you slow down, you start to notice how your body really feels, what thoughts you've been ignoring, what joy you have been postponing. So you begin to hear your own voice again. Slowing down isn't just about rest, it's about um, presence. Because here's what nobody tells you: you cannot fully live in a life where you're constantly rushing through. The best memories, they happen in the pause. The best clarity, it arrives in the quiet. The best healing, it begins the moment you stop running. So there's so much life you're missing out when you move too fast. The way sunlight falls on your desk, the laugh of a friend of yours, the softness of your own breath. You do not have to wait for burnout to begin again. You can start right here. You can reclaim your pace because you're not behind. You're just finally arriving. So let's just talk about self-help, okay? Whenever I talk about self-help, people might just think that, oh, it might be a cliche thing or anything like that. But I'll say this: any attempt to make yourself feel better, to being more kind to yourself, to your body, to your own self, and to heal yourself is a brave thing to do. So self help is saying, I refuse to stay stuck. Self help is saying, I am willing to look within. I believe I deserve a better version of me. So when I talk about self-help, I'm talking about the books, the self-help books, the podcasts like this one that you're probably listening today, the way you journal, these everything of these are self-help. The things that you do to enhance yourself, to enhance your daily actions, to make yourself feel better, to make yourself, to heal yourself, to keep on balancing your life, to even like slow down and balance your life, to make yourself feel better, is self-help. Working on yourself, doing the things that you love, listening to the things that you love is self-help. Now, real self-help now self-help or real self-help, it says that I accept where I am even as I grow towards something better. So it's about integration, not perfection. So read the books, do the inner work, write affirmations, but do it from a love place of love, not shame nor guilt. Because growth rooted in guilt, that's a trap. But growth rooted in compassion, that's transformation. So next time you light a candle, open your journal, don't think of it as doing better. Think of it as coming home to yourself. You, through self-help, through all of these, you would find yourself. You would be able to create a space, a home for your own self. Now, let me just bust a myth. Self-care is not bubble baths and face masks. Well, it can be. Putting a face mask isn't a bad thing. That's also is a self care, but like it's deeper than that. Self care is more deeper than that. It's not about always putting face masks or doing skincare. Though our skincare and putting face masks and doing all of those things are personal choices and they are obviously important. But self care can be deeper than that. Self care is setting boundaries. It's saying no. It's getting that 8 hours of sleep, even if the world tells you to grind. So, self care is logging off, drinking water, talking to yourself kindly, and taking a nap without guilt, seeking help when your soul needs you, or so you seeking help when you need help. So, most importantly, self care is remembering you are a human being, not a human machine. Self care is where you decide, where you remember, you realize that you are a human being. You're not someone who has to grind 24 into 7 like a machine. The world will tell you it's selfish. But what's truly selfish? Running on empty until you have nothing left for anyone, including yourself. So you cannot pour from an empty cup. But when you care for yourself, you overflow. You are providing abundant love to people. You're providing abundant help to people around you. And that's why taking care of yourself, slowing down, balancing your own life productively or with self help, self care is very important. So take care of your mind, care for your body, care for your boundaries, because when you do, you give the world the best of you, not what's left of you. Now, how do you balance things? Okay, how do I actually live a balanced life? Now, here are a few, real imperfect, honest tools that you might like to try. Number one is check and rule. Ask yourself a day, what do I need right now? Not what others need, not what's on your calendar. Just you. Maybe you are craving something like a cheesecake, or maybe you want to eat something you want, or maybe you want to go for a run. You want to talk to your friends, you want to talk to your family members. Do that. Do it. Number two is digital boundaries. Put your phone on silent mode, log out of apps that drain you, delete those apps that drain you, and you're allowed to protect your peace. Third is the enough list. Okay, instead of like a to-do list, maybe you could to-do lists are very important too. If you're trying to make a plan of the day and anything like that. But maybe try this kind of list. Try an enough list. Like three things that if you did them today would would feel like enough. If you do those three things, if you do those three things from your to-do list, would you feel like you've done enough? Would you feel that you've completed everything? Try that. That's your power. Do it. Do those things that make you feel that you have done enough for today. So that you do not have to do 10 of the tasks on your to-do list. Choose the things, choose at least only three things from your to-do list, put them in that enough list and try to look at it. If you did them today, would you feel like you did enough? And if you think so, that's your part. That is what you need to do. If you write 10 to 20 to-do things on your task on your to-do list, no one can complete it. But if you take some of those three things and put it out there on your enough list, you would be able to do that, right? So create the enough list. Next is rest as ritual. Now make rest part of your routine, not like your reward. You don't have to earn stillness. You do not have to earn rest. You deserve it, okay? And number five is say no without explaining. No is a full sentence. Your piece doesn't need permission. You do not like really have to explain. Like if someone says, "Oh, let's just go out tomorrow to eat something," and if you're not in a mood to eat out, maybe you could just say, "No, I don't want to." You do not really have to explain. Maybe if tomorrow you just want to take some rest, you want to sleep, or you want to do one hobby of yours. You want to do things by yourself. So yes, saying no is a full sentence. The word no, metaphorically, it's a full sentence. So your piece doesn't need permission. Number six is journaling. I've talked in my previous episode, the previous episode about journaling and why and its importance. Maybe you guys might like to take a look at that. Or I guess, yes, sorry, the previous episode. So write your truth, no edits, no filters, just release it there. Just write your thoughts out there. So so you feel that you're taking care of yourself. You become more aware when you journal. Okay, so seventh is movement. that feels like love. Stretch, dance, walk, move in a way that feels like care, not punishment. So movement that feels like love. Do that. Take care of your body. Go for a run. Join a yoga class. Do it. Or maybe go out on a walk with your friends. Do it. Okay. Number 8 is celebrate the small. Balance isn't about big wins. Okay. It's about recognizing these small shifts. The day you listen to yourself, to your body, drank enough water, chose rest over guilt. That's that's balance. Now, when life feels out of sync, let's just be honest, even with all the tools, all the routines, sometimes there will be days, some days will still feel off. You'll wake up tired, your mind will spiral, your soul will feel heavy, but that doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. Balance isn't about never about failing. It's about knowing how to return to your breath, return to your center, return to your truth. So on the hard days, whisper to yourself. Say it to yourself. I've been here before. I know how to begin again. So be gentle with your off days. The part of the rhythm too. And remember, healing and taking care of yourself and slowing down and balancing your life isn't linear. Balance isn't static. Life isn't life isn't all perfect. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to keep coming back to yourself. And that's why it is so important. Now, obviously, the days where you feel like, oh, this isn't working out, this isn't in the way that it is supposed to be like, it is okay. You are not perfect. No one is perfect, but you're still trying, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. And there will be days where you would be tired, you would wake up tired, you wouldn't feel like doing anything, and that's okay to take a break, to work on things that you really want to try, do the hobbies, do the things maybe you have been wanting to bake a cake, or you want to bake some cookies, you want to do art, go for it, do it, so that you feel like you are there for yourself. You become aware of who you are, you take care of your body, you're slowing down, you're balancing your life. You do not have to, just because you've got 10 emails doesn't mean you have to reply to those 10 emails. You can take a moment to settle in, take a seat, sit down there, relax for a while, and then maybe go for it, but slowly balance it with things that you love, balance it with things that you want to do, balance it with things that brings you happiness, balance it out with things that makes you feel like a human being. Make balance it out with things that you truly enjoy doing. So if you take one thing from today, from this episode, let it be this. So you're not meant to run forever. You're meant to live, okay? To breathe, to rest, to rise slowly and intentionally, to find joy in little things, to laugh loudly and cry when you need, to build a life that doesn't just look good but feels right. The world will keep spinning, but you get to choose your own pace. So take care of yourself. Love yourself enough to pause. Trust yourself enough to rest. And believe this, the version of you that lives in balance, lives in peace. They're already on their way. So thank you for slowing down with me today and trying to balance your life. So as we come to the last episode of this season 4, I am so grateful for all of you who have been with me through this entire journey. Um if you want to follow me, you could follow me on my Instagram account, which is at Farias Utopia. And my podcast is all about balancing life. It's about working on yourself, being productive, also being trying to organize. It's also about trying to balance and living things in balance. And that's how I want to conclude season 4. Well, obviously I'll come back with season 5, but yes, until next time, take care, be kind, and keep coming back to you. And I hope my advices through my podcast has been helpful and meaningful to all of you. And thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for each one of you all. And I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much.